Welcome into the Extra Point presented by Corner Pub in Brentwood on 710 Old Hickory Boulevard for Nashville's best meat and three, craft beers, and more. The neighborhood meets at the corner. And Zach, what do we think about Tennessee's basketball season? Second year under Rick Barnes. They were picked to go 13th in the SEC. They finished 9th, 16-16 even record, and one and done in the SEC tournament.
Overall, it was underwhelming. That's not what Rick Barnes set out to do, and he'd tell you that himself. Very honest man.
Right.
But at the beginning of the season, they had close calls against North Carolina, close calls against Gonzaga, and then they got into SEC play, and they went 6-2 during a stretch.
Right.
And you thought that they may have turned a corner. Young team that could make a true run to maybe get a March Madness berth. But things fell off,
Yeah,
and that hurt the whole entire season.
It was really weird because the freshman you were counting on, like point guard Jordan Bone, went through a slump. Don't really know what happened to his confidence. Jordan Bowden, another freshman, he got sick and missed a stretch of games. And it went from wins over Vanderbilt and Kentucky and Kansas State to now you're losing games and giving up that lead to Georgia and Knoxville started the then 2-6 stretch that Tennessee ended on. And it went from, yeah, you're right, bubble hopes and being in the first, 4 out and last 4 in, back and forth there to being 16-16. They improved from what the SEC thought they would do before the year and finishing second to last, but they bumped it up and finished 9th. But there is a bright future with the young group.
Yeah, there's definitely a bright future. Overall, I would grade their season as a C-. It's not to the D standard because
Really?
if you're predicted to be last and you aren't last, then you've done something good. But overall, you cannot go down and end a season because the way you end a season is really what you're going to be playing if you get into the tournament. They completely faltered. They fell on their face. They got bounced in the first round of the SEC tournament. C- is my grade for the entire basketball season. What's your grade?
I would go more of a B-, C+. I don't think it's that low of a C- because there were zero expectations for this team. You found out Grant Williams can be a real post player for you in this conference, and he's just a freshman. All the freshmen we're talking about.
But you're looking ahead. I'm looking at the season.
I understand that. And I think you found some things. And you're going to get John Fulkerson back, who's a freshman who hurt his elbow. I think I would lean towards B-, C+.
Yeah, you also found a 500 record.
That's true.
And that's why it's a C-.
That's true. But
I was going to go D. But I was nice enough to go C- because I like Rick Barnes. I think that he did more with less this year, but more being about that much.
If you beat Kentucky, it can't be a C-. I'll say
No,
that.
that got him from a D to a C-.
Well.
That win alone. But you got to have more than just one win in college basketball to earn my trust, and I think earn the trust of the fans saying that this was a successful season. This year was an unsuccessful season for Tennessee basketball. Doesn't mean that next year can't be, but this year, bad.
And that's just your opinion, man. And that's today's Extra Point, presented by Corner Pub in Brentwood on A to Z Sports Nashville.com.